Hi, welcome back to my channel and my second creative vlog. Hopefully you enjoyed the first one, and I'm going to do more of the same this week, showing different parts of my week in life. Today's Tuesday, so yesterday I spent the day editing last week's vlog and some computer work, and this morning I continued with some more admin-y emails, computer stuff. But before lunch I'm going to crack on with the necklaces I started in the last vlog. I tumbled these and so they're nice and shiny, but with tumbling it only really does like the surface area, so sort of in the sort of sides of these stars it still needs a bit of polishing. So that's what I'm going to do now. Use my 5 or 6 different grits of sandpaper to get in those corners and shine them up, and then I'll just have a little look over and make sure there's no other areas that need more polishing or shining before I move on to the final stage of adding a jump ring. I won't be adding a chain just yet because I only add chains once I either set it online, I add a chain and I send it off, or if it's going to a shop I'll add a chain before it goes to the shop, because otherwise there'll be a lot of necklaces stored with chain, and it's kind of not the best idea to have loads of cut chain sitting around, so I cut it when needed. So polishing and adding the jump ring is the last 2 stages of making these, and then I'll decide. I think this one will probably be a restock for my website, and this one will probably go to, I think, Braintree when I next do a restock there. That's where this one will go. So yes, that's the plan for today, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do the rest of the week. I think I might bake some bread on Saturday, so I'll show you the process of that. But other than that, just kind of taking the week how it comes, and hopefully you come along with me and see what that entails. But yeah. So here I am starting with the green paper, which is 400 grit. The lower the number of grits, the more rough the paper is, and these go up to 8,000. So I'm going to do it in order, and I'm just going to do the edges for now, and see how that turns out. Prioritise that bit because that's the bit that the tumbler really can't get into, and then just do a sort of once over for any other areas that may need maybe a little few blemishes, but the tumbler did a pretty good job making it nice and shiny and nice, so it shouldn't take too long. So that's what I'm doing now, just working through those papers to try and get the same kind of level of shine in the sort of sides, and it's harder to reach areas than it is same as the front. So that's just what I'm doing now. It takes a bit of time, but I don't mind a bit of a repetitive task. It's quite soothing. Probably stick on a bit of YouTube in a minute and watch that while I work. But yeah, so I'm just going to do that for this one and that one. Just work my way through green, grey, blue, pink, mint and light green, which are all in here. And I just cut a little piece off just to make it easier to get into the little areas, and go from there really. So yeah. So I have done the edges, and they're looking pretty okay. I think they look quite nice. But the front, I don't know, I can see some blemishes and some scratches. And I'm going to go back through all the sandpapers on the front and backs, and just trying to see if I can buff some of those scratches and some scuffs out. So that's what I'm going to do now. Hopefully those will do the job. If not, I'll have to find a even lower grit, maybe 300 or 200. And if that doesn't get out the buff, if that doesn't get out the scratches, they might be a bit deeper and therefore need a lower grit. But we'll see how that goes, and then maybe I'll tumble them again. Maybe I won't. See how it looks. But that's what I'm going to do for now. I'll go through those 6 grits and to see what I can buff out that way. So yeah. I'm going to wrap up the second creative vlog here. The clips that you've just seen are from actually a couple of weeks ago now, so I've just gone around to finishing that up. You saw me at the beginning of the video polishing and finishing up those star necklaces. And then on Saturday I did the baking of the focaccia, which I think it's my 4th or 5th time I'm making that now. By no means an expert, but I try and perfect recipes and just try and see if I can make it the best I can and trial and error, and it tasted quite good, but I'll probably try it again and see if I can make it even better. But that was a nice fun Saturday activity. And then for the rest of the week you saw me sort of sorting out stock for my shop. So I had 2 restocks that week, Dedham and Suffolk. I also set up baskets for the rest of my shops, so when they tell me something's sold I can put that piece straight back into the basket from my online stock, and it's ready to be restocked when the basket's full. I know it's time to restock, or make the piece again and add it. So I did that as well, because last year I kind of struggled keeping on top of stock and rushing to get stock out, whereas if I do it this way I feel like it's a bit more preemptive, and then as a start, if I make a style I think will sell well in one shop, I can add that to the basket as well, and it's kind of just constantly being topped up. And then at the end of the week, I think it was Thursday, or was it Wednesday, I don't remember, but I went to Dedham and Suffolk and restocked those shelves. So that's always nice seeing the shops in person and just topping them up, refreshing the shelves, making sure they look nice and full and plenty of things to choose from. So I did that. So yeah, it's quite a varied week. I'm going to leave it here though and start filming again either this week or maybe next week. Not sure what that will be, what I'll be doing in the next week or so, but probably maybe a couple of little restocks I've got to do, maybe a sewing project, or maybe some art and colouring and stuff, like maybe not so much business related stuff next week, maybe just more me doing some hobbies. Depends how much work I've got on and what I can do, but I guess I'll just pick up the camera and film what I do. But yeah, thank you for joining me for the second vlog. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you join me for the next one.